Hey, Just Paula, folks. I know it's been a while. I sort of took the latter part of 2019 off to focus on some other things. I guess just kind of in my self partnering stage. And I think I'm just posting videos today, so you may see some videos from that time a few months ago. But I'm here back at it. I'm sort of like slowly entering the dating phase again. And or trying to, and of course, online dating is a part of that for me. So today's discussion or story time, and also cautionary tale, is for those of us who are equal opportunity daters, which I am. I'm an equal opportunity dater, and I don't know if any other black or brown girls have experienced this, but I want you guys to be careful if you are interracially or interculturally dating, or if you're open to that. There are some non-black men or non-black and brown men who date us for reasons that are not just, like shocking, that are kind of like weird fantasies or fetish um or something like that. So I just want you all to be mindful. Like, no, like, of course, I know you guys know that, but that's sort of a drawback. Not really a drawback, but just be careful if you are like an equal opportunity dater, as I am, because sometimes you'll have people that they date you. It's nice that someone finds you attractive, but if they're dating you and they're associating certain characteristics with your race or your ethnicity, that's an issue to me, in my humble opinion. So let's move on to the story time. So I'm back to online dating. I'm also back to if someone asks me out, I'll definitely go. Like the barber that cut my hair, yes, I got a new dude. He seemed to be interested, or at least getting to know me, and I'm definitely open to that. He's black, I'm just letting you guys know. Like, I really, if you're decent, you're nice, just through our conversations, he seemed like a really good dad, and just a really fun person. So I'm okay, let's go out, let's go get a drink or grab a cup of joe or something. So no issues. So I'm also online dating again. I see people that are all races and ethnicities show interest, and I try to follow up and sort of converse to see if things will pan out. So this one guy reached out to me, white guy, from New York City, and I really should get my boundaries together. I guess I just was just trying to get back into it. I wasn't really, as restrictive as I should be. I don't want to do long distance dating at all, But I was thinking of the train, you can get to New York, the bus. But again, I'm gonna stick to my guns. Like, if you're not in a DMV, in the Virginia part of the DMV, like Northern Virginia, then I'm just not gonna, I don't want to waste that person's time, and I don't want my time wasted. So I got to stick to that. But again, I was just getting my pinky toe back in the water, and we started chatting and on the online app or website, and then we started texting and calling each other, and we didn't really get an opportunity to have like a long in-depth conversation, because if you're familiar with my Mind Shift to Keto and Wellness channel, I've just been hustling. That's kind of why you all haven't seen me as well. I've like literally had 4 jobs and just trying to help my son. He's in this last year of high school, and just trying to make sure I'm there for my family and friends. So it's just, I've been super busy. Anywho, so we finally had like this long conversation, which is good, because then you kind of figure out, like, is this even worth it? Like I said, he's from New York. But he said he drives often. So that was kind of what kind of caused me, I guess, to continue communication with him. Like, it didn't seem like an issue that I was in Maryland. So I noticed in his text, and when we would talk on the phone, he was like, I really love your hair. And I was like, on this app, I have like sort of my hair when it's in this afro, and then I had the cut. So this is like me, December 2019, January 2020, I had the cut. Anyways, so I'm like, like, we're just getting really into like the meat of things, like a really good discussion. And he started talking about, like, what are you looking for? And I don't know why we had talked and texted and chatted in the website, I guess to me, I really do read people's, uh, profile, and I know everyone has different motivations, but I kind of put what I want. I'm interested in, definitely, dating. I think the option for this one was like dating, long-term dating, and marriage, and I think I selected those three. I think he had all. I think he had that, and he had pen pals and friends. I think he selected just all of the options for that particular dating app or website. So I'm like, you really, want to do this, want to do that. I'm like, okay, it's commonality. Like we're at the same age. I'm 38. We'll be 39 in a couple of months. He's 39 or 42. He was in that age range or whatever. Nice guy. Has his own business. Also has a side hustle. I forget, as a delivery service. His own business. I don't know. Just seemed like really well off. So he called me. He was en route to Florida to take care of his parents. I think his dad had fell ill, and that's a big value of mine. Like your family, taking care of your family. So he really similar values. But then he asked the question like, "What are you looking for?" And it threw me off. And I said, "Well, I mean, just like I stated in my profile, like I definitely want to get it, date and have great conversation, but I'm definitely, if that should occur, like my life partner, I want that. Now, if I just end up dating and just having a good time with someone, that's cool. I'm not into casual sex. So if you're not my husband, or that's kind of where I am, guys, now. But maybe that'll even change too. But if we don't have like an established relationship, no bueno for any sort of, like physical like relationship, as far as like sex or anything. And he was like, well, I just like to be upfront with people. Like, I'm not looking for marriage. I'm not looking to settle down. I'm just having a good time. And then he went on to talk about how he's talking to another lady in Maryland who happens to be Black. And I think she's like in her late 40s. It threw me off because one, people don't normally do that. So in my mind, I'm like, is he just trying to make this clear distinction that he's not interested romantically, or he's just trying to see my reaction? Listen, guys, I don't have time for the foolery. I'm older now. I'm in a different place. So I do like to listen to people. I'm learning to be quiet more and listen to what people are saying. So he's just talking, going on and saying how this young lady had really, she's on the same wavelength and she's looking for the same thing. And she sort of applauded him for being honest, and she had never met anybody that was that upfront. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, all right. And so he was just like, I really like you. He's like, you're like dope as F, this is what he said to me. And I'm like, all right, here we go. So I was quiet, and he was like, is everything okay? Is that a turnoff or anything like that? I said, no, it's not a turnoff at all. I said, I do appreciate your honesty, but we're not looking for the same thing. He's like, no, I mean, if I was found someone, I said, let me just tell you this, like, then he started to tell me, like, if he was to marry someone, it would be a Black woman. So he said all these things about Black women, how he loved, and that throws me off too when people do that. Again, it's not that you don't find me attractive, but why is that like such a focus? And he was just saying Black women are warm and they're really clean and they're sexy and they're doing all this stuff. And I was just like thrown off. I'm like, okay, if you're saying a person that you're with, you're attracted to, who happens to be Black or Indian or whatever the case may be. But I was just like, this is really weird. But I just let people talk because I'm really listening now. And I learned that from my last relationship. Like I said, I learned that from my last relationship, to really listen, and people tell you who they are. And sometimes we are at different places. We may be lonely, or we kind of take one thing, one commonality, and we kind of create a whole relationship. And but I just listened to him, and I say, like I said, this is my reasoning for dating. And it seems like we're not on the same wavelength. It seems like you've already made a connection with someone. And he's like, well, I don't look at it as a connection. Like, I'm just open. So I guess what he's saying, he's just playing the field. And I said, well, let me tell you where I am in my life. I'm not about the foolery. So for you to come out the gate to someone, yes, that young lady applauded you for being honest. I said, but you got to understand the stats for Black women. she's probably just happy to be talking to someone. You seem like you have, you're just a decent guy, but you being honest doesn't make you a good like relationship material or something like that. At least not what I'm looking for. And I said, like I said, continue with this young lady and what you're doing, but we're not compatible. He said, no, I don't think. I said, we're not. And it's okay. And I said, I'm not for anyone. I'm an equal opportunity dater, but I'm not for anyone really like, so that's the thing. When you think about me, you just see like the color of my skin. And from that, you make, sort of, I guess, you fetishize. Is that the right word? Me. I said, I'm not going to be dressing up as no slave. I'm not going to, so this is me bringing it up, guys. He kept talking about my hair. And I just think I appreciate it, but I did notice it was a lot, and that he would like to see me in a head wrap or a headband or something like that, which I'm like, I kind of let it go, but he said it again in this conversation. I'm like, I'm not wearing a head wrap. I like to just wear my hairstyle is now and I can get up and go. He's like, you should really try it. I said, I have been Black for 38 years. I've worn hair wraps and I wear them when I want to. I said, but you're talking about you don't even want a relationship. So I'm not going to comply with you or try to meet your needs. He's like, I just think it's so sexy. I said, again, so what I feel is that you have a fetish for Black women and you like to see us in some sort of caricature of queen. And, like I said, I'm not role playing no slave. I'm not judging anybody that does any of that stuff. I'm not doing it. I said, that's just not how I get down. I said, let me just give you, like I had stated before, my son's father is white. My ex-fiance is Black. I'm in the DMV progressive area, very diverse. We don't focus, or the people that I have in my circle, we don't focus on race, and that means you're a good man or a bad man, or a good woman or a bad woman. I said, that's really superficial. And I said, you have a fetish. He's like, no, I don't. I said, you do. Because not one time was at my son's father did he ever make me feel like he was with me because of the color of my skin, or had some weird, he felt I was beautiful. I was attractive, but that's not like the reason why he was with me. Our relationship was built on like substance. And I said, that's weird. And he was just I said, it seems like you sexualize Black women. And I just started going to stats. I said, the whole society does that. We're the least likely to get married. We're the least desirable on online dating. And so you're talking about this lady, you all had this commonality. I hope it's true. I said, but it could be that she's so defeated in the dating arena and she already knows what she had to battle her whole life, that she's willing to accept crumbs. I said, I'm not there. I'm at a point where I would love companionship and to go out and to hang out. But it's just me. And I'm not going to go, I'm not trying to offend anyone on this either, but especially in the Black community, and what I've observed is that a lot of Black women is like, it's me and God. Of course that's true. Like, of course our love for God is number one, but I'm not going even there. I'm just saying, if it ends up that I don't have a mate, a romantic partner, a life partner, a helpmate, a rib mate, I'm at peace. Am I disheartened? Does it sadden me at times? Do I get lonely? Do I look at the stats and I don't get it? Yeah. But I'm not about the foolery, and I'm not judging anyone that you're so sad and you're so lonely that maybe you do compromise. I've been that woman where I compromised who I was in my last relationship, and that was with a Black man. So if anyone wants to know. But to me, I just thought it was really disheartening, and I just schooled them guys. Like, you wouldn't, and I said, I want what your parents have. I think his parents have been together for over 50 years. And my grandparents, my grandma went on to be with the Lord, but they had been together, I think 40 plus years or something. And I said, listen, that's what I want. I understand the realities though, especially as a Black woman, I understand it. And I said, but that's what I would like. So you seem like you met this young lady. We're not compatible. And I said, I really don't appreciate you talking about this headband and this head wrap, because that's a fetish to me. And I don't want to, I ain't wearing nothing. And he was just like, I said, I know how I look. I look great in a headband. I look great without a headband. I look great with short hair. I look great as an afro. Great with a creamy crack. Great. I said, I have, thanks be to God, confidence, and that's not an issue, but I'm not going to sort of try to weirdly, wear something to make you value me. I said, seems like you weren't honest on the dating website. And so I wasn't mad. So he tried to change the topic. He's like, well, how's your son doing again? And what is he doing? And I said, my son is respecting women. That's what my son is doing. Y'all, yeah, he had me all riled up. I said, my son is respecting women. He learned that from his white daddy, his black granddaddy, to, understand the place of women. In my family, like I said, I saw a lot of cheating and foolery, in the relationships. But one thing all of the black men in my family know, that women, they love them. They respect them. They're there for them. Especially when they're not on drugs and doing anything like that or drinking. They really hold the women in high regard in my family. And then also my son's family, his paternal family. My son's father is very great husband, great father. Great husband, great father, great friend, and we both teach him to respect women. So if we tell our son, and so that's what I was telling the guys, like, my son is respecting women. He's not going to be out here, presenting himself in a false manner. He's in a long-term relationship now with a beautiful young lady, but he knows if there's ever a point, he knows to be delicate to that young lady or anyone, but he knows not to, and then maybe because he lived with me mostly, don't sell dreams and don't look at these superficial things when you're dating. That's kind of what I passed on my son and his dad as well. So the guy was just like, man, like, pretty much like, you schooled me. And I wasn't mean or anything, but I'm standing in my truth now. 2020, guys, I ain't got time for the foolery. And so I was walking into work and I said, well, just, be safe driving. And I'm just really happy that you're taking care of your parents and that you value that. And just good luck with everything. Because, I'm not talking to this person anymore. So I tend to have all these different jobs. I'm never really on my phone. So I left work, I think late that evening, or another job. And it was like 10 o'clock I was leaving, and I checked my text or whatever. And it was like this long text from him. Like, I really enjoyed my conversation with you. Like I said, you're like dope as F. I just want to keep our communication strictly platonic, but I would love to keep talking to you. I'm learning how to use this iPhone. I got an iPhone 6S, guys, now. That's an upgrade for me. I said, swipe, delete. Listen. I am the mistress of who is in my inner circle and who I take time to call and interact. What I've learned, that you can always make more money. But the things that are like, though, that is just invaluable is your health and your time. You got to invest in your health, and then also time. Time is probably, to me, I think, the greatest commodity over currency. Like, that's the currency, is time. And I'm not fooling around with you. So anyways, like I said, I am a promoter of, people dating interculturally, interracially. Don't make me no never mind. Just be happy. But I will say to those black and brown women to be careful of those that have a fetish, or they, and even within our own culture, they have, they kind of sexualize us. So they see us as someone who performs sexual acts or who's very sexual. They don't see us as the full spectrum of a woman, nurturer, to be treated and valued and to be loved. Honestly, to be loved and protected. So I hope this helps, Just Paula, folks. And I'm back, and I will have, I'll do series on the speed dating, which I'll probably start up again, and maybe I'll take you guys along on some of my adventures. But I took a period off just to kind of focus, do some self-care and self-partnering. And self-care has just been a part of my routine now. But I hope this helps someone, and I hope you don't take it seriously. Like, I know some people are like, see, that's why you shouldn't date outside your race. We have a lot of people, but I've experienced sort of foolery from every side to me. So I just wanted to definitely foot stomp that, to be mindful of that. And also for anyone of us that's dating and you're dating outside your race, just check your motivations. Dating outside of your race to say, oh, I want my baby to have some good hair, or whatever we say, or you have these notions that, you know, a non-black man is better than a black man. If we start to get into that world, that's just not a good place to be for anyone. So I hope that helps. Bye, Just Paula, folks. And I am back like the Terminator. I am back. So, and I got a new do. All right. Got my gray hair showing too. Bye.